Brian Dunn.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Brian
How are
Dunn.
you, man?
You are the perfect caller to have. You know, we've been talking about the Exton Mall project this morning, which I'm sure you've already been listening to. That's why you called us. And Brian Dunn is a West Whiteland supervisor.
And plays great guitar.
Along with his wife. The band, the Dunns. Don't know how they came up with the name, but outstanding name. Brian, can you give us, Supervisor Dunn, can you give us any insight on this project, the kind of the whole concept and why it got turned down and all that? Can you give us some insight on it?
I mean, you know, it's pretty much what you've been hearing. You know, main thing is, you know, sewer capacity. You know, they've been dancing around it. We keep hitting them with it like you don't have the sewer capacity, and kind of danced around it and kept going forward, trying to go forward with it. And you know, you put an infrastructure in like that, that massive. I mean, there were 92 parking spaces short. You know, the schools would be drained. The surrounding structures, if they wanted to, you know, try to you know, grow or do anything, you know, a lot of that would be maxed out. You know, with this particular project in the area. It could be costly to the residents, you know.
So they would have to build their own sewer processing plant, wouldn't they? Then
they'd have to do something. Something would have to be done, and the sewer process wouldn't be feasible till probably 2031. You know, so you know you're talking 5 years, 6 years. You know, a master plan's only the length of a master plan is only 5 years. And, you know, when you take a look at all of that and, you know, you just want to look out for your residents. That's the job that I took on.
Right,
you know?
right.
I don't want to see taxes going up because somebody has to make some money. You know what I mean? And I'm all for the mall being developed. Don't get me wrong. You know, it's not like we don't want it to be developed.
Sure.
Of course we want it developed.
The last thing you want is a blighted commercial structure.
Right. You know, I mean, that's a given, you know, but we have so much development that we have to catch up with in the township to begin with. You know, it's happened over the years, and, you know, you have to sit back and you have to take a look and say, hey, what are we doing here? You know, why does this have to be maxed out? Maybe portions of it can be set aside so when there is sewer capacity at the time, then you start to develop that. But everybody wants it all right now, you know what I mean? And I don't know.
Where is the sewer plant located for that whole center city crossroads of 30 and Route 100? Is that all processed from one place?
I mean, we have our own pumping stations in our township, but they all run into parts of West Goshen and then Downingtown. You know, most of it goes to Downingtown. You know, Dara, you know, runs the sewer plant, the water treatment plants, and all that.
That's a big plant, man. That's a big plant down in Downingtown. Yeah,
it is.
I remember when
that has to be all done because all of their equipment and everything is over 50 years old.
When that plant was built, people flew in from all over the world to see that because that was like the elite plant in processing. It was so new and high tech. People copied that design. It was such a good design. And you're right, though. It's old. Nothing's forever, right? I mean, come on.
Nothing is forever, and that has to be redone in a lot of municipalities in the surrounding area. We all have to get in on that as well. And, you know, my goal is to make sure that people don't get hit with, you know, big tax increases. You know, we have the luxury of pretty good taxes in West Whiteland. I'd like to keep it that way. You know
you have a good mix of commercial.
You know?
You have a good commercial, good mix of commercial, industrial, and residential, and that's what you need in order to keep the taxes down.
We do.
You know, it's a really good mix there. So what would be, and maybe you're really not free to talk about this, but speculating, you really need to vastly reduce the amount of development on that property to make it work. Is that really what it comes down to?
That would be the ultimate goal. I mean, if that could happen, I mean, sure. I mean, it's just too much going on, you know. You know, with the townhouses and the apartments, and then you have a strain on your EMS because they want to put a 55 and older community in there. So now you have a strain on your EMS services. It always works that way when you have a 55 and older community. It's just you can't do anything about that. I mean, that's unfortunate, you know. You know, and then you have your traffic. You have your problems with your traffic. If people don't think there's a problem with traffic now, currently, and I don't know where you're living.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You know, what a great location for a hospital. But, oh, wait, we have another one in the county and nobody wants it. So that's a problem, too. But, we're really short on medical areas. But medical, what used to be sexy, it's people are getting run ragged. They can't make any money at it, I don't think.
Make any money now.
Yeah, that's a problem too. So what do you do there? Has anybody considered that you know of just retrofitting the mall into something else?
Don't know. I mean, the concept of what they want to do isn't a bad idea. Mm-hmm. It's all good. It's just too much, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I think it's just way too much.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not an opinion. It's just a matter of, facts, you know what I mean, as far as sewer capacity and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, what are we going to do to make this work? And, it's, a lot of the articles that have been going on and things that are out there are stating that it's turned down and that's the end of it. And that's not the case. I mean, we turned down this particular master plan at this time. We're always open to figure out what can be done,
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, that's why I'm so glad you called, because you here at WCHE, we want to make sure the information gets out there and the writers can write what they want. But this, at least we get to have an interaction and talk with somebody who's been part of it to find out, to delve down and really find out what's going on. You know what I mean? That's what we like. Yeah. That's what we like to hear.
Sure.
That's
and one of the things, not to change the subject, but you have this 100 acres over on Sweetsford Road that's getting developed. That's been in the process for many years, and it's just that after all the approvals from the one developer, they just sold it to Toll Brothers. I mean, that's just, but it's not something that just happened overnight. People are advertising, oh, look at this is popping up. That's been around for several years now. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to clarify that too.
Yeah.
So,
what's the location of that one? Where is that?
It's not too far from the park, Exton Park. Right off of Sweetsford, where your Church Farm School used to own that property, and that's who originally sold it.
Sure. Yeah, well, yeah, that's been slated. That goes all the way back to the Churchill days. I mean, that's gone over and over and over. And anybody who's blind to that property was in play to get developed someplace by somebody at some point. It's changing hands, but you know what? One day something's going to be there.
Well, yeah, and the approvals were already there, and it's just that one developer sold it to another developer, and then it made the news again, and it's and there's a lot of traffic that's going to come from that as well, and then you have the traffic from there, and then you're talking the mall, and we want to try to, I mean, I wasn't a supervisor when all of these things were being proposed and but I'm in there now, and I certainly want to protect what's there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's the thing, and back then it was kind of the Wild West. There was plenty of places to push out to. Well, that's it. What do you consider West Whiteland to be at this point? Has it's pretty much at it's past its peak at this point, isn't it? I mean, as far as there's not a lot to develop in the township anymore, is there?
There isn't. I mean, the positive about West Whiteland is we have over 25% of open space, with the parks and so forth. And kudos to some of our past supervisors that fought, to protect that and so forth, make parks out of it and things like that. But as far as what's left in property, there's not a whole lot left now.
Yeah.
And there's some arguments out there, the mall's already been developed, what's wrong with it. You got to be careful what you're going to develop there. We had originally had other things that were, going to be put there that made sense, but, that petered out, and now you got this mall, and it does make sense to a point. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's a dead final deal.
Sure,
nobody ever said that,
Right.
It's just this particular plan just doesn't look right. And as supervisors, what are we supposed to do? Just let it go through?
Protect the health, safety, and welfare of your residents. That's what you're supposed to do. And that's what you're doing.
Exactly.
That's what you're doing. Hey, before you go, Mr. Dunn, we're going to go back to the Dunns. Shameless plug. Where are you going to be? What do you got? Any upcoming shows?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I'm going to be playing your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Up in the Honeybrook area.
Really?
Probably. I think it's the 8th. It's the VK Brewery there up in where near Horseshoe Pike is. And there was. You give me 2 seconds here.
There he goes. He's whipping out the computer there. Get the iPad out. Go through there.
And while he's doing that, listeners, I'll give a plug. You can check out his performance on our page.
Yeah. You check out the performance on the web. They're probably not up on our video page yet, are they?
Not on YouTube, no.
Well,
yeah.
I got the dunslive.com. You can go there.
Yes. There you go. Dunslive.com. You can see that. Yeah. They have done some live performances on this very show here, and I got to tell you, you guys are unbelievable. Your wife has the most exquisite voice. Her renditions of some of those songs, when she did Magic Man by heart, oh my God, it was incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, she gives me goosebumps after all these years of being together. That's why I sing with her. You know what I mean? It's great. We were just at VK Brewery in Exton just recently, the past weekend, and that place was fantastic. What a great crowd! Great people, the owners, fantastic people, fantastic.
It's the old ship in at the Bazaar.
Brewery, and that's where we're going to be playing at their other location on November 8th. We're playing there from 6 to 9. That's that address is actually 1839 Horseshoe Pike, West Brandywine Township.
Okay. That's
where it is. I guess that's
West Brandywine Township. It's still Honeybrook Zip though, out that way.
It's still it is.
It's just before you roll into.
This weekend I'm playing in Cape May, so it's kind of far, But
Cape May, man, you guys go everywhere.
Every weekend.
God bless you. Next year you got to get in on the chili cook-off.
That would be fun.
Got to get in on the chili cook-off.
I need the music for a release. It keeps me sharp for all the other things I have to do. You know what I mean?
Insane, right?
You got to stay sane from something.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, Brian Dunn, supervisor for West Whiteland Township, we really appreciate you coming on. Anytime, there's something's in the news on West Whiteland, and we like that for any of the municipality leaders. We'd like to always hear from them. I wish more people would take advantage of it. That way the listeners know exactly what's going on actually, not just what's reported, but what's coming straight from the horse's mouth on that stuff. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I don't mind. You guys are the best. I always like talking to you guys. Barry.
Yeah. Hey, thanks so much, Brian. We'll talk.
All right.
Take care.
All right. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.